Hey, we're working with Matt. We're doing some modifications to our cart, and we're also going to be adding some stuff to the mini bike to be able to pull the cart. So we're going to have some fun with that. Get you guys flipped around. Oh. How do I flip the camera? There it is. What's up, Carl? We got the mini bike along with us too. We're going to be making a trailer attachment to help with pulling the cart. No, just making some adjustments. We're adding a front end that actually swivels, making it easier. Don't look directly into the weld, kids.
Don't. I've done it before. If you want to advise you. Well, no water's going to get in there, so it's not going to rust on it. One. Alright. So, there's that. We're going to have to grind some of that paint off. Right here. Well, we got to grind it too.
Yeah, so we're going to be attaching this front end as a swivel tire. It's going to go on like so.
Did you bring the other part of this thing or just that?
Just this in.
Oh, alright.
And then we're making an attachment that goes to the mini bike to this here, turning our cart into a trailer to the locations that we can actually use it. So yeah, we're gonna have some fun with that. Once we get everything attached and put together, we'll bring the rest of the cart in, put it all together, and then try and figure out how we're gonna mount that to the back of the mini bike so it'll be used as a trailer. What's up, Alaskan Assassin Adventures? How you doing?
Alright, this might get loud.
Gonna get loud.
We probably could take this darn tire off for the moment.
Why not just use the wheel over here with the brushes on it?
Yeah, good idea.
See, you gotta have a little bit of brain to think.
I've worked all freaking day. Leave me alone. It's been a while since I've been in this job, so. Come on, you. Here, you want to pull that up? There's those clips.
Yeah.
Material. Right.
I know, Matt.
Yes, good. I think this voids the warranty.
But yeah, like all of Matt's cleanup equipment was right up top here too. I would clean some of this off here too.
Yeah, I don't use this. That's not doing anything but melting. like that paint. Yeah. Not good.
That wheel has some thick paint on it.
Thick. Good old fashioned.
You got the crowd while I go grab the rest of the cart.
Alright, yeah. Are we live?
Yeah, we're live.
Oh, shoot. Okay. Bye. This is Milwaukee, you gotta be careful who's knocking on the door, bro. Goodness, sorry. I don't talk a lot when I work. I got a bunch of people in here. Let's clean this up a little bit. Yeah, it was like 83 degrees here today. Awesome. I'm gonna try to keep this plasticky part as far away from as I can when I do this. We might have to put I might put a reinforcement piece in here to, you know what I'm saying? Because it's gonna pull. We're only holding it there and there's touching on. You should take a hammer and squash this down.
No, because we could just put some
across pieces.
Yeah.
We'll do that now. Alright, sounds good. I got it, sir.
Well, I kind of want to hold it into place until you at least get a tap.
Is that? Well, here, it's not centered. Move it this way. Okay. Something like that?
Yep.
Alright.
Pack those.
There we go. Now we're putting in the butter. Oh, I think that looks sweet. Alright, helmet time. we like it a lot. Alright, I'm gonna swap that down. Then I can weld both the top and the bottom. Yeah, need a big one.
Yeah, we're busy working on the mining cart. Yeah, see, there's a few spots in the tire that the foam There's a few spots where the foam didn't quite reach all the way in the tire, but there's areas where it is like completely solid. We'll just have to open it up along the side here
And shoot it?
and shoot it.
Alright, well, I'll let that be your end. Okay, it's gonna be interesting. A lot of lumps. Try to put like a little nut.
And that's the rest of the cart. That front piece slides in into here, and then the pin holds the center. We're just putting a swivel tire on the front end. It is warm in the shop.
Oh, it's sweating all day. Alright, let's do it. Two nuts.
So what you doing, Matt?
Sticking. So where these things are, you'll see. I want this tube to be solid, and so I broke it down, hammered it down, and I want to put a nut there to make up more space, and then I'll weld in here, so it's solid in there. You can see it better over here. Just filling a gap, that'll all be welded up. You'll see it in about 2 or 3 minutes. We'll be done. Let that cool down with this.
Where'd your nut go now?
Yeah. Rock and roll. Ruby roll. Probably should have put these in before I hammered it down, but whatever.
It still works.
We're gonna have to let that cool down a little bit, keep going through.
But yeah, what we could do is just run a piece of it straight across both of these, you know?
Yeah, be careful with that. Because it's wide. not radical nothing.
No, I'm thinking.
Just grab a couple of those little pieces. Hot. Hot.
Even something like this, man.
Well, I want to look good.
No, I know, but I'm just saying.
Here, I got little pieces of it. Why don't you put just one solid where you look?
Because I wanted to connect to something solid in case something's here.
This is.
Yeah,
We got it. I mean, it's no different than that one. So it'll just be there. It'll be attached there, here, this whole section to here, and the front. Just bury it enough. Boom, done. No touch, you burn yourself, guy.
Hey, I'm used to doing that.
Oh yeah.
What's up, Brewer?
What's up, bro?
We're making adjustments to our mine cart.
Oh, where did that go? I'm gonna grind it here. Yeah, that's not going anywhere. If we have problems, if that rips through, then we're pulling a lot more than we should be. Just saying.
At least just to put the tax on, you know, you just, and then close your eyes. And then the next project after this is trying to figure out how to make a hitch that'll hold the trailer on the mini bike.
Holy cow, it's hot. There's no air movement in here whatsoever. Well, we can do some more welding on that in a minute. Let's see what this section looks like.
Where's the wheel? Over here.
Just make sure it doesn't get in the, yeah, over here. I don't think it can be hot. Hang on, let me check. No, this is good. Very good.
Yeah, so it's easier to take off if we need this little thing on the inside right now.
Good now. Whew. Hang this one on your wall. Wow, careful with the right. Right.
It's gonna make it sit way high up on the front end.
That's what I was saying. That's why I was like, all right, well now it's what? So when you put it on the mini bike, it's gonna have to be up even higher.
We would almost want to add a rod back here
To do what?
to help hold anything from wanting to fall
Falling
out.
out?
Yeah, on the handle like here,
Right.
below where we would put our screws, but
That or we take those brackets and drop them down. You know?
It actually pushes pretty nice.
Well, yeah, once you get weight on it, on fire, it should swim.
Well, like I said, once we also fill in the rest of this one tire here.
That other one's solid?
The other one's still got a tube in it. But, yeah, a little mining cart. Unless we jack the back end up.
That's what I was saying. So you could take these bolts out, right? Here and there, and put a block underneath there, and then
Raise the tires up higher so we have more ground clearance
so
too.
you bring it up like here.
Yeah. I think that's what we're gonna do.
But we need to get those tires, because ideally I'd like to put some fat tires in there. Yeah, because that'll bring it up a lot higher, because right now everything is like coming backwards.
Yeah.
That's what I was expecting, because I was thinking about taking this and mounting it up here.
Yeah, but then that eats up how much room in the front end.
I would just continue it right there. Like took it back there and put it there. But then your clearance now is lower. You understand what I'm saying? Because now that bottom, so you
Yeah, see, I like having the...
I like the height, having it higher, because if you're trying to, because you need some ground clearance, especially depending on where you're going.
Yeah. Yeah, Brewer, I know what's wrong with it. Ain't got no gas in it.
Oh. I mean, other than that, yeah, because this, you know, I don't know how that, yeah, it's like rock like. So it should move with. That tire being flat, yeah.
Yeah. Well, if you get it to the spot where it's actually like halfway.
Yeah. Are we gonna be able to fix that before?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just gotta get some more expanding foam.
Right.
I still think if we go up higher with the...
That's what I'm thinking. So how high do we want to go? Hang on. Let's see how high that is, because then we can come up with the directs. But we'll want to be able to, because these will unhook, and these are aluminum. So we're gonna have to screw them to something.
Because like sitting right about there is where we're gonna want it. It would also make it a lot easier for pushing it, because then your handles aren't so far down either. You know what I mean?
I'm just thinking how to do this, because we're gonna need it on both sides. So we're gonna, that's a project in itself.
What do we got here? What can we use?
Because for that, well, they're round. Well, let's take this off for now. Let's take this and take those, flip them over. Let's get those off, and let's look at this and get these. We'll take these all off.
Pull that front end out.
Is it hooked up?
No. You just slid it in there.
That's how I do, bro. Slide it in there. So foamy. Well, let's take that back piece off and let's flip that over so we can look at this back side. Just do it that way. Oh. Yeah, see, these are gonna have to go on a round tube. So the other option is, here, now hear me out. We cut these. we make a piece that comes up like this, and then I'll make a bracket that'll hold it, and then we'll re-weld it back to it. You know what I'm saying? So make it like a bookend. So we'll take this, cut it, bring it, but we're gonna have to have it wider because we need area for that tire. So it's gonna have to come here and here, and we'll take that whole section, like I'll put a piece here, so we'll put the tire and find out where we have to keep it.
Okay, so let's just get one tire in there quick.
Put one in there. So theoretically, okay, oh boy. We almost have to take the whole thing. We're almost, oh gosh.
I still think we just weld some more tube steel
Which way?
right off of these here
And do what?
and down and make like a,
And bring it,
just bring this down.
so we'd have to cut this and make tube steel this direction, and then we.
No, you don't cut this at all. You just add two pieces.
So we're gonna have to drill it though, for these.
That's fine.
I can't weld aluminum to steel. It just doesn't work. So
That's fine.
We'll have to drill and bend and bolt it then.
Yeah. But we almost need to put that back together and get a measurement on how tall we want it to make sure that the tire is sitting where it needs to on the ground.
See how much more we have to add.
Yeah, it's figuring out stuff.
Well, put the other tire on, let's put it over and do that and find out what we need to add to it. Whew. The rest is welding. We'll just figure out what we're doing first, and then I can just. But that's how we do that. Okay. I need to find tape. Hold on. I need to find tape measure, otherwise we're just fighting against ourselves. Is there a tape measure over on that table?
Height of the bucket. Height of the bucket.
Height of the bucket. I need to take that.
It's always a bucket. See? It's always a bucket. We might have to after we hook it to the mini bike there, Jeff.
Give her a spin.
Yeah. Thanks, Ma. Doing upgrades. Eventually, at some point in time, these handles will have throttles on them, and each tire will have an independent electric hub for making it easier for when we got to take it to places where we can push. But that's another project for down the road. Right now, we're just trying to upgrade some stuff.
That's about right there.
Like I said, it's a bucket.
Well, it was a thing for part cleaning, but we can do whatever we want with it now. All right, so the tire itself, we want, let's just say 4 inches. So this has to come down 4 inches. What does that side look like?
It's not sitting quite level.
That's
I know
why
that.
I'm checking it. 4 inches.
Okay, so yeah, we want to come down about 4 inches.
Oh boy.
Yeah, this could make a good classifier.
Well, that's open game. I would cut that bottom piece out of there and plug it with that shit.
That might not be a bad idea.
Well, if you want it, that's of course.
Swamp Dog, hello. We're just working on a few piece of mining equipment and stuff like that.
Handles on it, right there.
Oh, that'll work. Well, yeah, you would want them on the outside.
We'll deal with that later.
Yeah, that's a project for another time.
Mm-hmm. And I can tell you that won't fit in the 5-gallon bucket. You're gonna have to put that in a tub,
Yeah.
like a black tub, in mud for mud shit. Oh, forgot her life. Okay. What about those 2 tubes in the thing for the other handles? You know, those things. We can come up with something different later. We'll just use those. We'll cut them into pieces to use for.
There's an tube stop over here. We can use.
Really? Not that I know. How thick is that? That's a different diameter.
That's all solid.
Yeah, that's all they work with here. There's some here, but I don't know. This is more for like.
Yeah, but that's galvanized. That ain't.
I mean, it's all. I want them galvanized all the time. You still breathe in. You don't want to breathe galvanized, but you want it just zinc coated. But I was thinking if we use, because the other stuff is probably the similar diameter that was in the van. You know?
No, that's bigger diameter.
Is it?
Yeah, it's way bigger.
Well, do you want to check the trailer and see what's in there?
Yeah.
Otherwise, there's this over here. We can just make it.
We want something the same diameter as that.
This is all solid. That's not solid, but it's way bigger and heavier than these. This is all square stuff. That's why I was saying if we cut the piece out, then we'll just reuse that piece.
Yeah, but we can always weld like a solid piece to go across the top because I'm saying we want rigidity.
What we're gonna do is we take a piece of angle and just put it that area we cut. We'll cut one side. We'll put a piece of angle across it, so it'll be angle instead of 2, and then we'll weld it, and then it's on the other side, so you'll see a round circle with an angle this way, but we'll keep it to the inside, so you won't.
Yeah. That's what we'll do.
I still want to see what's in that thing. Oh, man.
I think we came up with an idea.
Shoot. Oh, here's more of it. Oh, there's some thinner gauge tubing. Some of this I would have to ask if we can use it, but that's too big. Then this is my tube, that's a thinner gauge. On that fixture.
Well, let's go see what's up the trailer quick. Let's go out and see what's in the trailer.
You could show them the train door I stood up. And the over-engineered stoop it's on.
Where's the trailer?
Unless it's this trailer, I'm not sure which one it is. It might be that one. We'll find out.
Yeah, and the big old crazy train door that Matt worked on. The other side's open.
I don't think so. No, that's no. Alright, either that one's locked up too. So this is the trailer you're talking about. They never used to lock those. It's good. Like, there's a big Miller welder in there.
And then once we get that all done, we're going to be making a trailer attachment for the cart. It goes on that. Bring those with me, just in case. Saves a trip out here. I'll grab these. We might use these. Ugh. Scared in my mouth. Because it's hitting that corn back. Screwdriver. My phone's recording, so I can't use it as a light.
Use mine.
Yeah, actually, if you go check my last few videos that I've posted, you'd see the gold that I found so far this year. Finally getting back out there again. Not much, 406, not much. Yeah, it's starting to get warm here, detectable. So, we're gonna have to go. You got some sort of cleaning utensil here again that you can use? Anyone looking for some dolly pots? This coming weekend, we're going to Nugget Lake for my birthday. So if you guys are in the Wisconsin area, come out and join us the 16th through the 19th. We also got dolly pots if people are interested. Some over-engineered ones.
I got one you can have at the house. You have the great name.
I got one of the super big boys at the house.
Smaller one at the house.
Yeah, I know, Brewer, but I already had plans for this weekend to go digging at Nugget Lake and have a bunch of people out there.
All right, well,
maybe next year I'll have to come down for that.
Let's start with getting this off. Okay. Yeah, shoot that way for now.
Well, the reason why I wanted a tire is because I need a drawing utensil so we can mark where the tire is.
Well, yeah, but I'm gonna do one at a time. As far as where the tire is, yes, to the back. It has room to come forward if we want. So as long as they're both lined up and not any farther than, where's the tape? We can't go any farther back. So that back bolt, 8.5 inches from the back of the front of that. So 8.5 is the farthest back we can go with that back bolt. So that's where they're at right now, is 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 8.5, 8.5. So that's the, when we come, we'll drop the square down and measure off it, and 8.5 is where they are right now. And as long as we make this up, because they're, I think 4 inches, we drop us well below this. So
why couldn't we just
come off of this,
weld a bar that goes straight across
and then hook it up to that?
and then weld that?
Yeah, bingo. Let's do that then. But what we'll do then, let's put a bar straight across from that. We'll cut these, we'll put that brace in there, because the wheel well will be up here now.
Yeah.
And then it'll be there and there, but we'll take this piece and drop it down, and we'll put it in, we'll put the bar here.
I would still say put the one that this is going to like weld to below the deck.
Right.
So we
We
still,
still
have
want
nice
the
flat
we
deck.
still want the sides.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay, I got it.
Because this is right now from this to the top of this is 4 inches, and that's what we need. So if we weld a
Here's
bar
another-
that goes
here's-
across here,
Here's another thought.
you know,
What about, just saying, what about we that we lose our sides then here.
that's what I was saying. Just weld it to the bottom,
Yeah.
and then we can cut these off straight across.
If I can cut this here and then here and just leave this part here as a little nubby, I can make that, we'll take this whole section and drop it down to under there, so it will just shift downwards. I kind of see it in my head, but then we're gonna have to think. Let's just do what we were gonna do. We'll take these, oh, so we want just cut this here and there, or just take out this middle section here. How wide of an area do we want? Because we're gonna have to be wider than the tire. Because we have to have the outside and the inside. We need something to support it. We can't come through the tire, obviously.
No, and like what I'm saying is that's why you mark where your tire is here and on the back side.
Right.
To be pretty much right against this back here. But on the bottom side,
Right.
welding a rod that comes out as far as the outside edges,
Outside edge, right.
and then cutting these down here and here,
And then just drop it down.
and then just drop it down and weld it to those two rods.
Right, same here.
Yep.
We'll have to make something here to support this.
Yeah.
Yeah, otherwise it's just free flowing. Yeah, so this will just be up there, I guess.
You get what I mean?
Yeah. It's gonna look shoddy, but.
No,
Yeah,
trust me. Trust me. Method to madness.
Put another shovel holder back there then.
Method to the madness.
Fine,
Hear me out.
fine, I
Hear
got
me
it.
out. Hear me out. All right.
So,
We just need something to kind of hold it like situated.
why don't we just take this off and fold the walls in? I'll put a zip tie right here and hold it. So they're just up and away. And then we don't have to worry about them. We don't have to think, and it'll sit right on the floor and I can work on this. Just let's take that off, take these, we'll fold them up and I'll zip tie them up into the inside here. They won't go down. This will be higher and this will be higher than they are up in there, and then we'll be able to work on these sides unimpeded with having to deal with all this, holding it up and moving around.
All right, well then, go ahead and take it apart.
All right. Take that tire off.
Yeah, exactly, Brewer. That's why we're trying to get this all figured out and squirrelied away so it's not like completely crazy when we hook it to the bike. But yeah, we're dropping tire about 4 inches. There it isn't. Right there. Green one.
Oh, you know. There used to be a whole box of them, so.
Not long enough.
That's what I figured.
But hey, I'll do it on this back side here. More.
The smallest point. That's a whole big bucket of them around here at one point.
Got it.
Alright. Alright.
Because like I said,
Yeah, see now we can work on this stuff.
you're gonna need one of these still kind of in there. That's why I wanted to.
Well, I
So
don't.
we know exactly where we're going with our rods to be able to bring-
4 inches was like level, maybe a little low. So if we come right off of here and come across it, it'll be a little bit thing, and I'm all right with that. Because when we hook it up to the mini bike, it's gonna be up higher yet. So,
Yeah, the front end will be.
right, so if we just say, forget it, we're gonna come across there, and that's gonna
Okay,
be our thing,
so-
we're just gonna go.
We're gonna need
Well,
2 rods, roughly.
I mean, I'd rather be it, oh, here, so what,
35 and a half.
err on the side of caution, because I can always grind them smaller. I can't always add to it. So 5.5,
35 and a half, yeah.
so we'll take it out of there.
Yeah, we'll make 2 out of this. You drawing utensil?
If you go, there should be a Sharpie over there. I'll get this set up. We gotta find a power cord. There's an extension cord over here. You should be able to get it out of that tube right there, and it's stiff enough that I feel comfortable using it. There, if you look over by my dad's desk, just make sure it goes back. Otherwise-
Yeah.
Yeah. I gotta make sure that correct.
So we're using this tube, right?
Yeah. Yeah, let's measure that and then we'll get this set up. Let me find a cord for it.
Okay, so I got that marked.
Sweet. You got covered in oil. That's why I'm not a machinist. Oil.
What up, Eric? How you doing? Busy working on the mining cart, getting some updates and adjustments to it.
Alright, did you mark it?
Yeah. There is one mark right here, and the other one is right here.
Okay. And that this is the section and this is the section you want?
This section here,
Is.
and this section here.
Yep.
Yeah,
Yep.
and leaving the shoes and doors is closed.
Fill out everything. So, hang on. Hold it for a second. So, if you want me, when you get them in,
I'm waiting for it, that
Okay.
shit
just
already
let me
out.
know.
Yeah.
I will.
Okay,
So, just let me know, and then I'll do this. It
okay.
shouldn't take.
Yeah, it's, I need just to be sure that they're not open, just
Right.
remove, it's not, we don't need polish, we don't, because
Right.
plastic cover will go over anyway, just what is important that you have pins in place, and that will be holes over here.
Oh,
laser.
so just put-
We just need to push,
Should I put it in with that lock?
yeah, like to make
Yeah.
Alright, sorry, that was a lot of work.
No, I know, that's why I kinda muted it.
Alright, you're gonna have to hold this edge up. And some idiot. Hang on. Where is it? It's right here. Alright, so we gotta go back. So I gotta bring this down. Okay, hang on. Close enough. I wish I would have slammed this stupid handle. This is unorthodox, but we're gonna do it.
There's a switch right down there. You gotta turn the lower button on. The other mark is right here by your hand. Don't you want your long end the other way?
Yeah, I'm used to this being able to clamp, so it really doesn't matter. Just hold that head. I'll bring this down. I had it coming down too fast. So I have to... Yeah, good. Okay. You know what I'm saying? If we cut these things straight and get them all thing, we'll weld them right here and here and there and there. We'll put the tires on when we do it. So it'll hold it completely square.
Well, that's what I was saying, just go
Right.
straight up to here.
Let's measure this though and see if it's actually square, because it might have to be out of the switch. But I want to cut this first before we do that, because otherwise we're gonna be fine.
No, I know, I'm just, where's the tape measure at? I set it over here. Because let's just slap it tight,
Right.
take a measurement, we got.
Actually, you know what? Here's a thought. We should take that off and let this drop down, and we'll lay it across this, and then we'll put a marker mark so we know exactly where to cut it. You know what I'm saying? So we put this where we need it, and then we'll make a mark on this, there, and there, so we know where to cut it.
Okay, so let's just get this. Get the quarter there.
No, that won't work, because the tire comes about here. So this is almost gonna.
Yeah, but if we move that forward, we cut the front edge of this one here,
Right.
like we were planning to, and we cut the back edge here, it would bring that forward this much more.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, yeah, I get it. Right, okay, yeah.
But right now, this is sitting pretty much right where we want it to be.
Right there. Yeah, cause those aren't
And there.
exact. Okay, so,
drawing utensil.
make a mark on here where this is sitting now, so I can see it. It don't have to be on all of them, just,
No.
yeah. And then, let me grab a square, cause then we can drop the square down to that other thing off of that. Here. Okay, so. Then we know where to cut. I knew I should grab a square.
We're working on a few things. What's up, Dan? How you doing?
Okay. So that's the edge there. Just mark that.
All right.
Mark that one there. Okay. Mark this one on that side if you can. Here. Well,
Here, I got an idea. Want to see that?
yeah, I got what you're doing. There, I'll move this then. Because at some point, this I'm not sure if I'm gonna be able to see or fit it in there.
We might have to do it with a grinder on the back.
Cutting wheel?
Yeah.
I mean, I can cut pretty straight with it. We can cut the outer ones out with this. Well, if we cut what we can with that, and I have to find a cutting wheel then for that. I'll just do it that way then. There should be a box somewhere around here. Nope, that is not it. DA tabs. I got cutting wheels over here somewhere. I did disappear on me.
We got a few people in here still watching, hanging out.
Ooh, we got a cutting wheel. Cutting wheel. This is a cutting wheel then. Alright, we got the back ones too.
No, I didn't mark the back ones yet,
All right.
no.
I'll wait because I don't want to throw stuff in your face. Unless you want me to cut those too. I'd rather cut them all at once.
Yeah, those are pretty much coming off right at the end of the pipe there, unless we...
We'll have that stub. I'll just cut this stub off here then.
Yeah, because we could always just tag it right to the top bar.
We could, yeah. Theoretically, shove it in there and weld it in.
So I'll move these out of the way. Set them here.
Well, so here's the thing then. When we cut this off, well, should I just cut this flush here?
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
And then what, cut this here?
Yep.
Okay. And then we'll what?
Just cut this end off here and here. And like I said, then we'll weld these right to the end. One there, one where we have our mark there. And then we'll just bring those right up to that.
Okay, so we,
Because-
after this is gonna fight, we're gonna be fighting that though.
No, because that'll bring us to the desired height, because that is almost the same thickness as what this deck is.
Yeah, but what I'm
You
seeing
get what I'm
is,
saying?
what I'm seeing is though is that it almost needs to be cut right here, and this will fit, it'll fit into it right here. You know, see if you're looking down at it this way?
No, I'm thinking about taking this too and just welding it to the top side of this.
Is that gonna change your height? Because this is gonna be on the front, or is it gonna, we're just gonna set it on top of the whole thing? 'Cause
Set
this-
it on top.
That won't work, then we should have marked it on the front end of this, not the back. Because if we cut it there, it's gonna fit on here, up to here. So we should have marked it back here. So if you take all these and move them over that distance, you know what I'm saying?
No, I see what you're saying.
Yeah.
Yeah, we would need to
So we'll just cut it,
cut it like right.
I'll cut the radius out of it. Yeah, I'll just follow it. I'll follow it right here. I'll just cut it right through here at an angle. You'll see what I'm doing when I do it. All right, here's going. Where's my safety glasses? It's gonna get loud and dirty.
Here, Matt, this is what we want.
Yeah, that's what I'm thinking. Okay, now we're cooking with butter. I'm not even gonna wear a shirt. This is way too hot in here for this.
Those marks right there is where we want it cut.
All right, here we go. Well, this is inch. This should work. Inch. Trying to think which one to start with. I'm gonna start with the outside first.
I gotta be careful I don't break her fish. This is the only way we go.
Oh, well, that's one way to do it, I guess.
Hey, look at all the rust that came out.
Hey. She's never been wet before. Kind of like it a little bit more. What are we doing to her? I'm gonna try to cut this from the top.
Yeah, it'll probably be easier from the top.
She was eating. Maybe I won't go out and break it off. Maybe the other side off.
Mark is right here. Okay. We'll just...
Actually, a pretty good cut on that one, to be honest. If you look at
You got a little bit to cut through here yet,
I know. I'm gonna
not
break
much.
it. I'm gonna break it off.
Your other mark is right here.
Oh, so I'm gonna do it this way. Careful, it's gonna shoot that right
Sparks are gonna go flying. There. Now we got to start doing some welding.
Well, I'm gonna cut some stuff off quickly. Where? Let's just do. Get out there, you. Well, that's gonna be an interesting look, but hey, I like it.
So now we need
So we're gonna wanna come.
hold on. 20 1/4. That's gonna be 10 1/8.
Is that where, I mean, we may as well just put it back, cause now it's only gonna be as big as that is.
Yeah, but the way that we have that mark on there.
Right. So we just put it all the way, do you want it all the way to the back here then? It'd be longer, it's not gonna bend in the middle. That was the original color, I painted it. That ugly green. That's all they had in the paint booth. This thing is like a far cry from what it used to be. It's gone under so many renovations. Oh man.
So what we're gonna
You
want
just
to
find it centered?
Yeah.
Okay. So,
Tack that right there.
well, we need to move it over here because this is where all the welding stuff is. My ground clamp won't reach that point. Right about here, too. Alright. Is it level enough?
Yeah, it's good enough.
We'll tack it into place in case we do have to take it apart.
Well, that's why I'm trying to find center, because I had measured from the outside to outside where those were before.
I got you, man. I'm still going all set. I have to find out.
That's kind of tacked there.
There's bare metal here, I bet. Yeah, let's do that now.
Okay.
Tape measure there. Meow.
You want to get that grinding wheel over here real quick?
Yeah. It's cutting right now. Do you want it grinding or cutting?
Grinding.
Oh man, that's not tight.
Because we want to clean up a spot where we can weld this, right?
Right. I just want to take this off without breaking the disc. You got bigger hands than I do. Oh, thank God I got it. Yes.
Here, I'm just gonna hold it like that and just skirt along the side of it.
Yes. I mean, we only need it on one. Maybe enough for a cut there.
Right there.
It's not very heavy, now that we're doing this, I'm gonna turn this thing up. Put one in here so it'll roll out. Okay. Yeah, we just might trim it. So, do you want to put the outside ones in first, and then we'll put the inside ones in?
Yeah, but
You thinking of spreading it?
let me get a hammer quick. Give it a couple taps, see if we can.
If anything, we'd better off to take the. Yeah, we're just gonna take it and grind it. What is the dimension between here and here? They're the same. That's even worse. So I think what we need to do is focus on putting. I wonder.
Because yeah, that is actually going to be that side.
Right.
Because we want these pointing upward.
Right. So what we'll do
So,
is feed it here. Where's your grinder? It's over here. Wasn't cut before it was closed. That's a long ways off.
because we're gonna want these to be the same
Right.
measurement.
So why don't we
those are-
focus on making sure these are just, why don't we take a rod and lay it across in this groove and then match that one, this one, and the other one up to it. I can weld a gap either way. As long as that part's straight, I don't care. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Let's do that. So let me find a rod that'll fit in this groove that's that long, which I know we'll have that around here somewhere.
I'm gonna step out and have a smoke quick.
I'm gonna, can I join you?
Yeah.
Get one off me? I don't have any. I can only vape so much, it's killing me. Yeah, break sounds good. We've been at this for
Hot minute. What time is it now?
6:19,
Yeah.
but I mean, we've been doing stuff with it.
My lighters are out in the van anyway.
I'll be right up.
Smoke break. Still got 2 people watching. That's pretty cool. Anybody in chat, say hello. we're doing some updates to the mining cart. And we're also going to be turning it into a trailer that attaches to the other piece of mining equipment for certain locations we can get out to. When we go out to Nugget Lake, we wouldn't be able to use it. Maybe up by the campsite, but not on the trail so much there, but other places we can use it.
What's up, my vanilla gorilla? Gracias. Oh boy. Still hot out here.
Did you just take my lucky? Yes, you did. Fucker.
I don't know. You still flip luckies?
Yes, I do.
Oh.
That one's in there, so when I share with people, that stays in my pack, so I at least
I
have
didn't
one
see
cigarette.
it. My goodness.
These greenhorns, you gotta smack them around a little bit.
Yeah.
Fuck, it's been a hot minute since you've been on the creek with
Yeah,
me.
why
so.
are we standing in the sun? Let's go stand in the shade. Good. That's better.
That's a little better.
Yeah, so what they did here was just put a piece of metal in between and then they put them together and then shot holes through. I just
You might have to tack weld that.
so it doesn't come apart.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm not worried about it. That would be, but see, they crimped it
Oh, yeah.
in place. But I mean, it's been good so far.
Oh wait, we're not gonna be taking that all apart.
No, it's gonna be forever together until we cut it apart again. I swear. She'll get her done. Oh.
So yeah, we're gonna be making attachments to add that to it, so. We'll have a little trailer that we can pull behind us at certain locations with a mining cart.
What we
It'll
should
be-
do is get you a little basket for the front so you can put your sluice and stuff in there when it's not with the
No,
cart.
that's why it's.
And then put a little shovel holder in the back. Ooh, off the side and up.
One thing I am gonna have to do is probably replace this tensioner at some point.
The light work?
Yeah, I just gotta hook a battery up. And that's what the battery for their circulating system's
We
for.
won't run off the end.
No, I have to hook a battery up. But the light works.
Yeah, it's colored gold too. Got gold flake on it.
Yeah, that's my paint job I did on it.
Yeah. Slap it with a brush.
No, you take a plastic bag and spray the paint on some
Oh, the
cardboard,
edges.
dab it, and poke it.
Could put it on a feather duster too. They do that. My mom did that too. Maroon.
I got the slow moving vehicle sign on it, so.
Yeah, a seat on there for like a fat ass girl. Big old one. Big old booty.
Welders always got to be gay. Go straight to the booty. Who's all in here? Drop some comments.
Don't make me weld your lunchbox shut. I've done it before. It's funny.
Yeah, if you think about it, it's not going to sit too much higher, that cart on the front end. Once we get that back arm in there.
Yeah, well, that's why I'm glad that we lifted it up, because that's going to have to come up a little bit, and I'm worried that the ground clearance with that tire is going to be a problem. You know, like, I mean, obviously the suspension on that's going to keep the tire.
There is no suspension on the back end of that.
Well, but that distance is going to keep the tire from the cart from hitting anything, hopefully. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi. I know it's warm.
What's up, John R?
Even in the shop.
Hey, if you're in the Nugget Lake area, the 19th or the 16th through the 19th, come out and join us. We're busy working on the mining cart and adding trailer attachment to little gold getter. And that's for different locations other than Nugget Lake, though.
Yeah, he said, well, let me know when you do it, like a Saturday weekend, or, something like that, or whatever, figure it out. So that's good, because then I don't know, whenever he gets it, I said, let me know. It's not a big deal, whenever he gets some, he lets me know, and then I work it into my schedule. Yeah, he's on my time. So, but he's just letting me know.
Okay,
Cool.
that's cool. I already had this plan. It's been like 2 years since the last time I was out.
Yeah, we're on live right
Yeah, see, I can't take off that much time.
now. We're on live right now if you look at he took the mini bike around the parking lot a little bit. Yeah, we need to have that. Honestly, he's gonna like that. It's a lot cooler down there than it is.
Yeah, we're having some fun.
So please, if only we must have this I would bring that close in there. I would.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna do. I was just bringing the rest of the stuff in.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. You took the glass off first, right? Okay, that's great. No, all right. Let me see.
I'll be right back. I'm gonna go grab the bike and bring it up closer.
All right, well, we're gonna get back to this if you wanna watch it. We're on live and try this live. Well, pop it in live quick. You can see Charlie driving around on Zoom plate. But I gotta go start doing some welding. All right. Well, just go on Ayou Guys and check it out. All right, love you. Wait. It's the wife calling. I gotta check in. Oh. You got, okay. 1 piece, 2 piece, 3 piece, where's the other one? Is the other piece out there, or did we,
No, I brought it back in.
all right, 1, 2, 3. Oh,
4.
it's there. Oh, I didn't see that. It's blended in. Okay. So, let me find a, grab, here, this is this one. Let me find a piece of something that's got it. We can flip across there. All we need to do is just use it as a template. Or just something like this. fills up, and then that gap, we'll just weld it. You know, if this is, you know,
What we wanna do now is take this.
so let's figure out, let's number them. Go 1, 2, 3, 4, so we know each one is going. This is the inside of this. Which way do we want this? We want it, because the tires are going.
We want it like this.
Yeah, so they're forcing back that way. Okay, so open end forward. So this is this side. I just don't need to have the number, but so I'll just take, if anything, we'll just figure out. I mean, we could take material off the front and move them forward away from this back. You know what I'm saying? But we want it out as far as possible, because we want it to run as base as possible. But we should clip all these tires together.
I already got it. You're doing the card. I need a better marker.
I should have grabbed one of my,
I think I might have one in the van. Hold on.
I should have brought my soapstone. You want a pen? I got a pencil over there. So, yeah.
The only problem with you cutting this off here now, I can't get a accurate measurement of how far that piece came off
As far as what?
for welding the bracket back in where it goes.
Well, what I was thinking is we'll get one and then we'll work our way across. I'll make it work. We just need to make sure that they all line up across. They weren't all cut, I mean, with the wheel like that, they're not cut straight, because they're not on a miter.
Yeah, but I can at least get a mark where the front end is supposed to be. Right.
Because I mean, we could take some of this radius off, but I'd rather take it off the front and move that tire forward.
Yeah, I know, but I'm still getting a mark of where at least the front rods would be. You know,
This one here will fit. This one here will fit in if I take just 1/8 inch off of that corner. I can get this to fit in, and I like the way this fits in the back here because it gives us a lot more meat. Do you want me to try to fit it in?
yeah, but I'm busy.
No, I'll do that. I'm gonna fit it in like that. I have to use a grinder and cut.
I know, that's why I said, hold on, I'm busy. Because at least the inside ones.
Alright, give me 2 seconds. if we adjust this, obviously we're gonna have to bring it level. Get a level on it, maybe, so we can.
Yeah.
Here. I wish I had a speed level, but I don't think I've got one. Get this big ass one. What to do with it. But that's assuming that this thing is sitting level too on the floor. What is wrong with it? It's off by a smidge from what it was. Let it go. Just back this way. Oh,
Would
that's
you?
pretty close right there, actually.
All right, I would tack that.
Shit, damn. Ooh, damn. We gotta hold it. That's right there.
All right, tack this backside here.
You throw that ground clamp on that. Just stick it in here. Not under. Okay. Oh look.
Still good?
And this seems like a drop. This is a little.
No, it didn't move at all.
Okay. Then we'll,
Because this end's got to come down some.
okay. Yeah, you're right. Right through it. That should hold.
Okay.
I'll make it pretty.
Right there's where we want it.
Just a little bit, but not much. To be honest, for what we're doing with this, I think it's fine. Alright, let me just put a tack in the top, so if we have to cut these, we will. Alright, okay. Let's work on this other side. Or do you want to do those two and then we'll line these other two up? We're going to take material off of this end. We're going to have to, same as that. And we'll have to lay that thing across it. Not a lot. It's more on this side. I can take off with the grinder just maybe a hair. Alright. I see it.
Yeah, because you can see that ain't cut straight.
Right, yeah, that's why we're fighting ourselves here. Let me stand this up so that I can. Assuming that was the problem. What are you gonna do? holes for the water to come out. Alright, yep, here's that.
You need a little bit more.
Just.
That's the wrong one. Because we want this on the inside, don't we?
Honestly, that be. Yeah, that's. Yeah, we're supposed to.
Same thing, just a little bit off.
This one. There.
You want to clean up where you want to weld it?
Yeah. It's time consuming, but honestly, you get a better result.
What's up, Carl?
The rest we can pop in. There's right behind you. Before we weld this, let's see if the tire fits on it. We need the distance.
Yeah, I know.
I know,
That's
but
why
I still
measured
want
the
to. I
rocks.
still want to see it on the thing. Not trust. I'm not trusting your paper right now. There's a bird flying around in here. Ooh, small biscuit. If anything, I put a tack here and then we'll adjust
Yeah.
his. Say good?
Yep.
Good. To be honest, this is gonna hold that a lot better than that stuff. Especially if you put some weight on it, 'cause now this whole thing is on that.
Right there is where you pretty much want it. Right there.
I'm just gonna.
Perfect. Now we just need to do that side.
Alright. And the thing is, we'll just, like I said, we'll get that outside one in, we'll put this across to make sure that they're, I mean, I guess it really doesn't matter that much. I guess we're being a little more anal than we need to be. Yeah, let's do that. This one.
Okay, so take off.
I might just try to use this other thing over here, just undo that one. Alright. What is this?
And then when we go to the bigger tires, it's just a matter of cutting a couple of these bulbs loose and moving the hubs apart.
We'll move the outside, because we have plenty of meat out there. You know, if we have to, we can put an extension on it, because I'd rather have a slider. Slide way down that side. There, just take more off. Just take more off. We just need an 1/8 inch.
Yeah, I gave you a little lip there that you can see what you gotta take off.
Yeah, so we'll just put it where we need it, get it back.
Yep.
Hot.
Hold on, I need to be able to see.
Here, I'll put weight on it, just let me know.
I can't see. I got a blind spot from the flash.
I can see it.
You see the marker?
Yeah, it's the outside edge.
Yep. Okay. Now I need the other piece that's up there.
Honestly, this is probably the easiest way to do this. We have to take a lot off that.
Yeah, but we're gonna take it off this front edge because
Yeah.
this is already where it needed to be.
We don't need.
So we can take it off this front edge here.
Just give me a marker. Let's use the hacksaw on this one because I'm eating up the hardware pretty fast. Yeah. I mean, we could use the bandsaw here. This side. Be straighter.
1 sec. Where's that little square? I had it. Oh, it's up here. Pick it up. No, we want to take a little bit off so it's easier to get it in there. The back is going to be tight, and then we'll just need to unplug or plug it back in.
Yeah.
That might help.
I know.
Gotta have power.
Lost. Okay. Okay. It's been a while since I've seen you on your knees.
Weld the front spot, right?
We want this. You want this one?
Yep.
That's a big gap in there. I need to helmet for this. Let me build it up first. Down to the I guess that's pretty good. The weld crack.
Yeah.
Careful, that front one might break.
Now you can just bolt it up.
There you go.
Yep.
I'm gonna put a jacket on for this one. I'll be looking like Red Robin. This one I'll put back because I'm not wearing it tonight.
Now Matt's just gonna weld all that up. Now that we got it all tacked into place.
This should be interesting.
Gold Eagle was in here. What's up? Yeah, we're busy making some adjustments to the mining cart, getting that welded up. And then we're also making a trailer attachment for the little gold getter. And that'll be used in certain locations. Of course, we can't use it at Nugget Lake because you can't take motorized vehicles down the trails, but other places we can go. It'll make it easier than trying to push the cart out to the location that we're getting to because you gotta walk like 2.5 miles from where you get dropped off.
I'm curious.
And with the mini bike, we would be able to just ride down the trails out there to where we want to get
We have so
to.
much ground clearance. We have like a foot of ground clearance.
Yeah, I know. It'll make it a lot easier getting over those sticks and branches and stuff that are out there.
This thing is jacked up.
Thanks, Gold Eagle.
Gold Eagle in here?
Yeah.
Hey, buddy.
Yeah, if I was on StreamYard, I would have dropped a link, but we decided to go live just right on YouTube, so we're getting things done.
Got a weld.
Living the Stober life.
Who's stoking the stove?
Johnny Small Pepper, thanks for the super chat there, bud. Really appreciate it. That'll go a long way for helping us get these things like this made up, because the gas money ain't cheap to get all the way down here. Tomcat Josh, hello.
Big old gap. There.
So while he's welding that up, Johnny Small Pepper with another $4.99 super chat. Really appreciate it. Yeah, we're going to be making a trailer attachment that will be coming off the back tubes. from behind the tire here. That'll come out, and then those forks will sit into it with the tire, so we can just push it forward, pop it off, and then be able to use that to get out on trails in certain spots. A little gold getter. Came down to make some adjustments and stuff like that to the mining cart to make it a little bit easier. And Johnny Small Pepper with another one. But yeah, the front end of the cart used to be a fixed wheel, and now we got a rotating wheel.
I'm on fire.
Tomcat with a $5 super chat. Yo. Hey, look, Matt's on fire.
Oh man, this is my favorite pair of pants.
We got 20 bucks in the live chat, and Matt catches himself on fire. For another 20, let's see what we can do.
Hey, who wants to buy these pants? I've been in them all day.
Tomcat Josh, thanks. Really appreciate it, guys. Like I said, this all goes a long way to helping getting things done. We're trying to get out to some different locations and stuff, and this is going to make things a little bit easier.
Hey, wait for the paint to burn off.
Yeah, they're church pants now. They're holy.
We'll wear to church next Sunday.
Yeah, that's Milwaukee Matt doing the welding. He's our welder fabricator. I just come up with the ideas, and I'm say stick the stuff together for me, and he does it. So. Tomcat Josh says hello.
All right, now we can weld.
We are currently working at the place where most people tend to find us. And I'll show you guys that quick, because everybody always calls me one of these. So show you guys. We're at Red Flag. Carl, thanks for the super chat. Really appreciate it. But yeah, we got the little gold getter. Next thing we're going to be working on is making a trailer attachment that'll hook up to the front end of that cart. Yeah, if you guys want, share this out, get everybody in here.
Ooh.
Yeah, we're making it a little bit more solid. We're also making it easier for where those crossbars attach. We're gonna try and get some e-bike wheels, and where the handle attaches, put some handles on there with throttles, independent throttles for each tire at some point when we gotta push the cart to locations. But we're gonna get the Fat Max tires, so we're making it so it's easier to be able to cut apart and widen them out. And then we're raising the wheelbase because we're making a trailer attachment for the little gold getters that the front forks will sit into. Yeah, I've lost quite a bit of weight. Getting more active, getting more out there. Like I said, anybody in Wisconsin wanting to come out and join us, April 16th through the 19th out at Nugget Lake, we will be digging, to come out and join us. Thanks, Johnny Small Pepper. Bill, hello, how you doing? We got Matt over here busy welding up some of the stuff to the cart. We just dropped the wheelbase. We are adding to the front end of the cart new forks that are over there. So we got a swivel end on it. And then we're adding an attachment for the mini bike that'll turn our cart into a trailer. So when we get out to some cool locations that we can actually use the mini bike, it'll be easier for pulling our gear down to where we want to go. And then for other locations where we got to push the cart, it's going to be nice having that swivel front end, because otherwise it was fixed and it was really hard to try and push and turn the cart. But
Tire bit, big difference.
we're getting things put together and welded up, as you guys can see over here. I got you guys on a bandsaw at the moment, so you guys can kind of see.
Pretty good, dude.
We will get the cart all put together, because once we do, then we can get some measurements and stuff for making the attachments to the mini bike. I still think the handle should have another rod that goes across further up, just to keep things from wanting to tip out of the back. But
All right, well,
that's all welded up.
Flip it over. I gotta get the other side. All right.
It's gonna be
careful where
hot.
you grab. That's actually really not that heavy.
No, it didn't add too much weight to it.
No, it's just 2 pieces, to be honest. That's all we added.
Yeah.
Let me just hit the tops of these tubes. I gotta clean my tip. Just
And as you can see, it does have shovel holders and a pickaxe holder in it.
let's see what I want to cap these off too.
Yeah, we will.
I don't have actual gloves that can grab this stuff. It really sucks.
Thanks for the gift there. Happy poop. And then remember, if you want to completely support the channel, you can do like what Gold Eagle does, and he hits that join button. There's monthly subscriptions in there as well. We have a $2.99 tier, we have a $6.99 tier, and for those top dollar spenders, there's a $24.99 tier. Those are monthly pullouts. They do help the channel. Most of the money that's going into the channel now will go towards the 2K giveaway or towards making projects like this. We do have some classifiers and stuff that we're going to be working on at some point too. But the next big thing is the Ayou Guys birthday digs, the 16th through the 19th. Luke Duke, how's it going? And then, as having Mondays off from work, working in the kitchen, there will be at least a monthly live stream coming up from Ayou Guys, starting Mondays. I'm still trying to figure out a time yet, so it's one of those things that are still up in the air. Hey, do not look directly into the weld, Charlie. You can't read the words on the screen then.
What?
Yeah.
Well, somebody would have told me that. Yeah. Very cool. Is smoky in here?
Just in your helmet.
Huh?
Just in your helmet.
Oh, that's why I live on. The tastes so good.
That would explain why Matt is the way he is. He lives off of weld fumes.
Argon only.
So yeah, what we did is end up dropping the wheelbase on the cart like 4 inches, just to get it up and sitting more level with the new wheel that we have on the front end. And then we're going to be welding an attachment where these forks with the wheel and everything will slide into place on the back side, on the back side of the mini bike. acting as like a swivel point for making it a trailer.
All right, things done. For now. Whew. It's hot.
But that's all welded together solid now?
I think, well, yeah, for now, there's the places I want to fix, but yeah.
I still think what we should do with this handle here, Matt,
Just making what?
is like
You gotta get the one in before you get the other one.
still put some rods
Oh, you want? Yeah, we can.
to help keep the buckets from tipping out.
Yeah, as long as, yeah, it'll hold, maintain,
know.
so we'll put one here and one there.
Yeah, because I had the buckets like wanting to tip out the last time I was
fine.
using it.
That's fine.
Because the handle that goes in the back
Oh, yeah,
end,
I
just put like one here and then one lower down.
I just didn't want, so as long as we maintain that this looks okay.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to put it in there when we did it.
Well, yeah.
You know?
All right, well, let's unlock that and open this back up and see what the heck. Oh, here's the, oh yeah, we can still attach to this.
Yeah, we're still going to be able to attach to
Here's
that.
the funny thing. Now we have it even wider. We could actually get more space in there now.
Yeah.
Not without those.
But I would almost want to bring something from like here back.
And then we'll just have side pouches.
Yeah.
You
know.
I mean, as long as we don't go any higher than that, because then it's a pain to actually travel with.
Yeah, no.
This is our top height, that's our top height. So if we put something in here, you could go to the side pocket here, and whatever. The tires there too, though, so you're really kind of limited. Let's see what happens. Let's shoot the tires on it.
Yeah.
All right, let me get rid of the stress. It's hot.
Something to cut that zip tie.
Here. Twist it. Snap. Man, this thing's been working. Still hasn't cooled off. This looks great. I mean, honestly, this is like so reinforced. It's stupid. And it almost like could stand on this. Yeah, that'd be easy enough to put a cross member around. You could even cock them out a little bit.
That's what I
Get
typically
a little
do.
bit more space. Okay.
Alright, put this back.
Yeah. Yeah. It needs some air, but
Yeah, it needs some air in the tires, but it'll work. It'll make things a lot easier.
so you could put it stationary if you want to. But yeah, it needs a pin. So it's just hot then. Oh, sure.
We got her beefed up.
I would say.
Here's the cart.
Yeah, I'll put the little cap on there. so nobody cuts themselves on anything.
I almost still think we should have something that runs across close to the tire here. Just to keep the stuff from wanting to rub into the tire.
Yeah, you're right. So let's put a piece of angle iron in it.
Yeah, that'll work.
And we'll run it right into here where we cut it off. On that, right here. Right here.
Yep.
We'll just put it, we'll put the flat side inside, angle out. We'll wrap it, we'll cut it this long, and then we'll just put it this way, down, across, and then just wrap it over this. Who cares if it's on a little slant?
Yeah.
Or we could come up a little higher so you get more of a wall. But I don't know. I mean, that should be plenty. It just keeps it from sliding side to side. Yeah, we're good. That'll work. And we don't need anything on the outside.
Yeah, we're making our shopping cart more
So I'll
more ride height.
I'll put a plate across here just to kind of seal it off, and then we'll put that piece across. Because it'll wrap over it this way.
Carl, he says we should have slanted the tires out like this, so it would have been riding like a slanted Honda Civic.
Yeah, those things run forever.
No, because we're putting buckets of dirt in this thing and like driving with it.
Honestly, now we need to focus on getting these wheels would be a little bit more.
Like I said, I have another wheel that we can use for this.
Yeah, and now those are riding on here. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. They're easy enough to think. You could just take those off and read. I mean,
And see, like with the mini bike, it's only going to be like that much higher on the
you
front
want it that
end.
much higher? Maybe, yeah. I mean, well, I wouldn't go that drastic. But you don't want it hitting anything when you're coming through.
Yeah, I know. That's why I said it's going to be like that.
But we're gonna need some swivel too because she's gonna move.
That's what the wheel is for. The wheel is going to be the swivel.
Oh, you're gonna pull it, yeah, okay.
Because this is going to go into a bracket
Right,
coming off the back.
Right.
Using these two clamps to hold it.
right. Well, that's why we're gonna need something back there because everything's
Yeah.
gonna shift backwards.
Everything's going to want to roll out the back. That's why I was saying the cross braces in there would be necessary.
Right.
At least one like above where we put our clamps, and then one like.
I'd put one here, just above where this rod is welded in. I shoved that rod up into here, I welded it there. So this rod comes all the way up to here.
Yeah, and then like another one.
Above where you clamp it.
Yeah.
Right, you wanna do that next?
Yeah.
Cause it's functional where it is other than these things. Why don't we get a piece of angle and put this angle on? I can run the other part in there later, cover that. This, I don't know. How long is it? Where's the tape measure?
Tape measure is over here. It's gonna be.
How long you need? Is it both the same? Or close enough?
Like 24 inches. Yeah, 24 inches will work.
Do you want me to put it outside of this, or you want me to like butt it right up to that?
Well, I hooked that
This way,
outside piece. I was figuring that you would go
So we
all
don't
the way
want
to
to
the
go
end of the pipe. That way you can cap that tube,
Right.
and then the flat would be in here, and then angle like that.
I just don't want to crowd up the tires.
Yeah, you would have your flat running along this side here.
Right.
You know?
I got you. Okay. So. Yeah, but here's the other thing, because I wanted to like this one this way, and then I would run a piece this way and cap that. I can cap that, no problem. I'd stuff a bolt in it well shut. Like have it come, because you want a smooth side in here. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So measure off of this point to like just before the thing, enough that I can weld onto this. This will just be exposed, but then if water does get in there, the water can run out.
See, 23 inches.
The same here.
23 inches. Yeah, this is gonna be a nice little independent cart. But at some point, like I said, when you get some e-bike hubs, one for this side, one for that side, and then there will be independent throttles right here for each tire for where we gotta push. And that'll help with driving the cart and also with steering when we have a load on it.
Yeah, that's what changed makes that big difference. Oh, look, they're 24 and 3/8. Perfect.
They're ready for a point.
They're 24 and 3/8. I might not even cut them if they're a little heavy. I don't know if we have anything that's smaller than this. Maybe. Hold that. That'll work. We'll use this, and we'll use this for our cross pieces.
I don't think we need any cross.
Between the handle.
Yeah.
Because you want some rigidity to it, you don't necessarily want it to be just piece around stock, it should bend. This is too heavy. You can at least get one in there. Unless you want it down here. You know, I mean, that's still, or we could come in here. That's high enough that it'll hold a bucket. You know, you don't need a clamp it this low, you know, just like, say, just above that weld. You know, so you'll have one right there. A piece of that. Right across there.
Yeah.
And then you still have enough room that when you put this in, if it gets bent, you could like move it around to get enough room to.
Let's see. I'm still thinking we should go
A little bit higher with these. Well, that's what I'm saying. So, I mean, as long as you can make it work, because that's really what holds that up. And those little thingamajiggies.
But I'm still thinking we should have one up here somewhere, even if it's like that.
Well, we could do, yeah, but then we're gonna have to find another piece. But what I think is if we put this more rigid piece down here, and we could put any kind of Joe Schmo stuff on there. We'll find a piece. There's a piece somewhere else, but that's what I'm saying. So we put that down low, and then put something just to hold something from falling out up there.
Yeah.
Because that'll hold our rigidity at the bottom. We could, I would just cut it to the inside dimension and then just weld it in between, you know, like this way, like with a slight angle down, like that. Or even like that.
Even like that, because then you can even use it to like hook bungee.
Right, yeah, which is gonna make it even better. I think that would be cool. Alright, so let me get these side pieces on. Where is the other piece? Can we get to?
Oh, my phone is like almost dead.
Oh, you have a charger?
No, mine is like no USB charge works on mine. But we might have to end this live. I gotta say thanks again, everybody, for the super chats and stuff.
23.
Really appreciate it. We might get some videos. I might be able to get my phone charging in the van.
Dude, 23 and 23 is 46. What we could do is we could cut all these pieces, go charge your phone, and then we'll come back live when we go put this all back together.
Yeah, so we'll be back in probably a couple hours. We're gonna get all these pieces cut up and ready to go to finish. There's other stuff that we're gonna do too.
Yeah, okay, fine.
But thanks everybody for the super chats. Really appreciate that. It really helps out and it goes a long way. Stick around. We'll be back later, and we'll bring you guys back when we're finished with this stuff. All right, guys. Good night.
I'm happy how